All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be exploring a possible trade destination for Victor Oladipo. The trade deadline is, it's March 28th. I'm not sure what today is. I want to say it's like the 9th or something. So we're about a little less than 3 weeks away, and I expect the Houston Rockets to just be sellers 100%. PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, and then obviously Victor Oladipo. But I want to talk about this trade with the Denver Nuggets because it's intriguing. It really is. It makes the most sense. And I kind of like playing around with trade ideas. Victor Oladipo to the Denver Nuggets because, we're all aware they made the Western Conference Finals last season. They're 21-15 right now, and they've got a Nikola Jokic who is having just an incredible season. And then they've got a bunch of young talent in Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. This trade is not going to be as enticing to you guys because I know if we're talking Nuggets trades, the first name you think, assuming we're getting back, is either, actually two of them, Michael Porter Jr. and then Bol. But this trade doesn't include either of those two. I'm not saying that I particularly want to make this trade. I'm not saying I particularly don't want to make this trade. I'm just saying this is a possible trade because it's pretty realistic. And I really like the idea of Victor Oladipo being on the Nuggets and just like, in general, the Western Conference just getting even more competitive, but seeing kind of that big three would be pretty cool. Jamal Murray, Victor Oladipo, Nikola Jokic, they're super young. It would just be so fun to watch. I don't think I'm the only one there. Here's the trade. The Nuggets get Victor Oladipo, and then the Rockets get Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and then a 2021 first-round pick, lottery protected. So, obviously, the Nuggets, they get Victor Oladipo. But here, Gary Harris is in this trade to match the salary. And then the Nuggets, they put in their first-round pick this last season, RJ Hampton, and their first-round pick. It's pretty, it's not a crazy blockbuster, three-team league-changing trade by any means. But it is something that could possibly happen because we do want to get either value and or a young player back in return from Victor Oladipo. And in this particular situation, they actually end up getting both. I'm not too huge on Gary Harris as far as I like him. I really like Gary Harris. He's 6'4". He's a shooting guard. He's an incredible defender. But he is $19 million, and it is for the next 2 years. So that's kind of why this trade isn't that interesting to me. However, it's not the end of the world. We'd still have some cap space by the end of the season. And, if they're not trying to win the championship this next year, it could be just an extra building block to help us maintain relevancy or just to continue to compete or kind of monitor the situation. I don't really know what they would do with Gary Harris. All I know is he would be a good wing defender, and that's something that the Houston Rockets really could use. The salary and the contract, they're not enticing to me, but it is a need that we could use some more wing defense, and Gary Harris can shoot the ball as well. So RJ Hampton, I like RJ just because he's a young pickup, and it's just leaves the room for potential. And then you throw in a lottery protected first, just get some value out of Victor Oladipo. I still would take a lot more trades, a lot more proposed or rumored trades for Victor Oladipo. Like if Tyler Hero is involved in any Victor Oladipo trade, I think you need to pull the trigger on that 100%, no matter what the situation is. And I think that the Houston Rockets would 1,000% do that, but I just don't think the Heat would do that because it's pretty risky. I think if I were the Heat, I probably would pull the trigger on a Victor Oladipo for Tyler Hero trade or some swap of sorts because obviously the salaries won't match up. But the Heat, they're struggling this season. And, they got JB, they got Bam, and Victor Oladipo. That's a fun little big three right there. So I would so much rather prefer to get like Tyler Hero than Gary Harris and RJ Hampton. But this is a possible trade idea. I still would rather have this trade happen than no trade at all. I just really don't want Victor Oladipo long run because I feel like first off, he's not going to be on the team. He's not going to re-sign here. And even if he did, I don't want that to happen necessarily. Not because he's a bad player, but he's 28. He's injury riddled. He's had injuries just nonstop the last 3 years. It feels like he's had good seasons, but he hasn't had his all-around incredible all-star season since 2017, his first year as a Pacer, and that was quite some time ago, man. We're in 2021 now, and there's nothing wrong with Vic, but I just think that in the direction that the Houston Rockets that we want to go in, with just kind of the route we're going in general, I mean, we've lost 13 straight games. I just think that trading Victor Oladipo is the best possible situation because honestly, guys, and I say this in all my videos, or as much as I can, we're 11-23. We've lost 13 straight games. But the thing is, well, first off, keep in mind we have a very difficult second half schedule. Very difficult. And there's I don't want to say the actual number or the specific number because I might get it wrong. But it's somewhere from 8 to 11 back-to-back games, which is pretty intense considering it feels like half of our team can't play the next day on back-to-backs. So that is not going to be fun one bit. But yeah, we have a hard schedule. We have a bunch of back-to-backs, and we've got a bunch of guys who need to rest for back-to-backs. But at the same time, we also have John Wall, Eric Gordon, Victor Oladipo, and Christian Wood, and Kevin Porter Jr. all on the same team right now. And to be quite honest to you, I don't think that's a bottom 4 team in the league. I think that team is significantly better than the Cavs, the Pistons, the Detroit Timberwolves. Oh my God. Could you imagine that? That team would be so bad. I don't think we're a bottom 4 team with that lineup, especially just with our big 3 in general, with John Wall, Victor Oladipo, and Christian Wood. I don't think that's a bottom 3 team in the NBA or bottom 4 team in the NBA, and that's what we need to get if we want to get our pick this year. So it's important that we tank and that we commit to the tank because that's really our best option as far as, we might as well try to get some value out here. So let me know if you guys enjoy this trade idea or if you don't like it or if you want MPJ, if you want Bobo. I know I'll be getting a lot of comments on that, but that's going to be really difficult to swing because I know I'm going to get some comments saying how about a first Bobo MPJ for Victor Oladipo? And there's just so many reasons that trade doesn't work. It doesn't match up value-wise. It doesn't match up salary-wise. It just doesn't match up. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys probably later tonight with another 2K video or possibly a stream.